how it's supposed to feel.
And howdy everyone, hope you guys are all doing well. Today we have another test. We're going to do a business test today. It will be ESET Endpoint Security going up against Kaspersky Endpoint Security. So we have ESET on the left. Let's quickly have a look at the settings. Okay, so this is the policy. As you guys can see, it's locked out, so users can't make this. So on real-time protection, pretty much everything's enabled. On exclusions, we have for the website test and for the malware script under advanced, anti-stealth is enabled. Real-time protection, pretty much enabled. Always remedy, advanced threat protection, we left these ones on. Cloud-based protection, we've got the live guard for highly suspicious, kill running process and clean and block execution until 5 minutes. Malware scans, okay, so these are just the scan settings, and under HIPS everything is enabled, and ransomware protection is enabled. That's under advanced. Then we've got network protection. Okay, so these are the settings. Okay, network attack blocker. These are all the default settings. Doesn't change anything on the network side. And web and eval, we're obviously only going to check web access. Okay, and this is the Kaspersky web page, but for those who wanted to see how ESET looks, so this is the protection policy that I applied to the specific machine. So this is where I'll quickly disable the protection when I want to extract the malware. So this is this. So now we're going to jump over to Kaspersky. It's allocated the malware test profile. So this is the profile for the malware testing. As you guys can see, pretty much everything is enabled. Okay. Under security settings for Windows, file protection set to high. Web protection, going to leave it on medium. Okay, network threat protection, no exclusions. Firewalls enabled. Okay, behavior detection, block connection for 60 minutes. And AMC integration. So this is file. So you guys can see that's what we pretty much went through. So under management settings, host intrusion is enabled. Under advanced. Okay, so these are the threat detection. So these are the exclusions. So detect other types, advanced disinfection technology is disabled. So I'm going to leave it disabled for now. Self-protection. Okay, and that's that. This is for Mac and Android and iOS, so that's pretty much that for the settings for Kaspersky. So we're going to jump over to Kaspersky. Okay, so as you guys can see, so it pretty much matches what's in the portal. Okay, so as you guys can see, high protection, etc. So it's all grayed out, so you can't make any changes due to the policy that's applied. So yeah, so I think that's nice, quick and easy. I'm gonna disable them both so we can get the malware extracted, and then we'll look at our malware samples. Okay, so now that we are back, so I'm just gonna quickly enable the protection, but actually before I do, so the sample count is 3,699. I think it might be, yeah, 3,728, because malware is still getting removed from the ESET VM, and I'm not sure if it's ESET or Defender, but malware is randomly starting to disappear. So I need to start this test. But yeah, a couple of samples, 0 there different, so we'll just keep that in mind. I think before I start, yeah, Defender is still disabled. Okay, so we'll quickly just check that you guys will see that the machines are clean before we are starting. Okay, so the machines are clean. I did exit Kaspersky as it wasn't updating on the policy side. So let's just open it again. Okay. While we wait for it to open, I'm just going to hop back to the profiles. Okay, I'm just going to jump back here. Okay, runtime shield. Okay, all of that is still enabled. Cloud-based. Okay, lifeguard is still good to go, and that's all that I disabled. I'm gonna say finish. I think on this one, I'm gonna say enable. Let's look at our overview. So all 12 components are enabled. So that's good. Just gonna hop back to the VM. Okay. Still waiting for Kaspersky to open. Okay, pause protection. So as you can see, ESET is green. So let's quickly update it. While we wait for Kaspersky to load. Let's see if Security Center is happy with ESET. Okay, Kaspersky says it's enabled. Okay, ESET is the main AV. Okay, seems like ESET's up to date. Okay, while we wait for Kaspersky to update the policy or get the new policy settings, I'm just going to update it quickly. Okay, so ESET is ready, so we just obviously now still waiting for Kaspersky. Seems like it's updating. Okay, so Kaspersky is up to date, and it seems like it got the policy again to enable the protection. Let's just make sure that it is up to date. Okay, we are protected. It says we are at risk. I wonder if it's not picking up malware. Okay, cool. It says we are at risk. Okay, cool. Yeah, so it's already starting to detect malware on the desktop. So I think let us start with the website test. Okay, so we are just waiting for the pages to load. Okay, so we've got a block page on this one. And it doesn't seem like this one is blocked. See if this one, nope, it's not going anywhere. Okay, so we've got a couple of pages that did open, but it could be that these are not actually malicious websites. Okay, so let's quickly see what's happening on the ESET side. Okay, blocked. That one is a miss. Looks like this one is a miss. Oh, There we go, it's blocked. Okay, blocked. Blocked. Okay, it's blocked. Okay, this one is not blocked. Okay guys, so let's quickly see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 block pages by ESET. Kaspersky, we've got 1. So only 1 block page by Kaspersky, it seems like. Let's see if anything downloaded. Okay, doesn't seem like any malicious content actually downloaded, so that's good. So by judging on the block pages, I would say it looks like ESET did better. They did allow some sites to open, which the other ones did not. So on the eye quickly, it looks like ESET did better. The other ones are just also pages cannot be found, but I would say ESET did a little bit better on this one for me, but obviously you guys can decide for yourself. Okay, so let's start the main testing. Okay, we'll move that one to the side. Okay, ooh, okay, cool. So it seems like we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 malware already in memory. That's not a good start. Hopefully that is a live guard. I wish ESET will do something that will actually indicate that something is running in live guard. I know it gives like a little pop-up to say that something is running in live guard, but it would actually be nice, like with Exitium or Avast, where it gives that little border around the product to indicate to the end user that something is running in a sandbox type of environment. Okay, just gonna close all this and close that. Okay, so that looks like it's not closing. Okay, so I've got an ISO image, it's mounted. Okay, so according to this program, okay, so this is definitely not closing on its own. Let me move that side. Okay, so yeah, we've got a couple of issues here. Okay, by looking at judging it fairly early in the test, it seems like Kaspersky is already doing better than ESET. Yeah, I hope all of this is in lifeguard. I really do hope for ESET's sake this is in lifeguard. Okay, so it seems like this is going to be an interesting one. Okay, so yeah, this is going to be a really interesting one. Kaspersky seems to be holding its own. We've got this one program that's running, which is this one, this multi-clipboard program. Let's quickly see what Virus Turtle has to say about this. close that one. So it is a Trojan. McAfee and Microsoft is rating it as malware. Okay. Okay, but ESET is running through the test a little bit quicker than Kaspersky, as you guys can see. It's running a lot quicker. When was that one? Okay, yeah, there's a bunch of error messages here. Okay, so we've got high CPU usage. I'm not sure for what. Okay, so ESET is using quite some resources. Okay, yeah, we've got quite a number of malware. Okay, guys, I'm gonna just attend to this. You guys know the routine by now. Let me just check what's happening, attend to all this craziness, and then I'll let you guys know once the test is done. Okay, guys, I just want to inform you guys, so before the ESET VM might go belly up, I just want to show you guys that it is completely frozen on my end. You'll notice the ESET Antivirus pop-up looks a little bit faded in. I'm still executing malware on the Kaspersky. We are almost done, but the ESET VM really got slow. You'll see that there's quite a number of malware, but what I've noticed is not all of these are actually like active threats. It's all these error messages here at the bottom. So if you close the error messages, the numbers, they do actually decrease. But I just wanted to show you guys like how many of them are there, and you'll notice that the scroll bar is more or less halfway. So there's a lot more malware that's actively running, and not all of them are the error messages. There's quite a lot of them that are active. But yeah, so I just wanted to point out, in case the ESET VM, like I say, do go belly up, that I just wanted to show you guys how Process Explorer is looking. But yeah, almost done with malware execution on Kaspersky, and then we'll look at the results. Okay, so now that Kaspersky is done, so let me just quickly show you guys what are still open. Let's maybe see that can install. We'll close that one. Okay, I'm just going to close all the stuff that's currently open. Okay, that's installing. Okay, that's that one. Okay, so we have this game or something. I'll just close that. Okay, so that's installing. We'll move that aside. Okay, so as you guys can see, ESET has not responded as yet, so I'll need to force restart that machine, unfortunately. Okay, doesn't seem like we have a lot open yet. Okay. Okay, now I'm just gonna cancel this. I'm not gonna wait for this. I'm going to take forever. Okay, so while we wait, let's see what is still running, and if it is that's still open. Okay, so we have this one that's still running. Okay, so there, okay, so it's this one here. It's still running. Then we've got this one here. Let's quickly check. Yeah, I'm going to quickly look at all these ones. Okay, we've got another one that's here. Yeah, let's quickly see what Virus Total has to say. Okay, so this is just looks like it's a normal Trojan. Okay, a couple of vendors are aware of it. Webroot, McAfee. Okay, let's close that one. Okay, then we've got another Trojan. I think it was the same one. Okay, so this is a Trojan. Okay. This one has got a bit of a higher detection, so this is also a Trojan. Okay, bit of vendor. Okay, so a couple of vendors are aware of it. Doesn't seem like ESET is aware of it. Neither is Kaspersky, because it's obviously running in the processors. There we've got another Trojan. Okay, doesn't seem too bad considering the amount of samples that we've tested. Okay, let's bring up Task Manager. Okay, so still high usages from Kaspersky. Okay, no additional user, startup item. We've got this item, seems to be broken. And that's that. Cool. That's actually really, really good. We have one startup item, which seems to be useless. Oh, and we've got this thing here. Okay, that's closed. Okay, so it seems like we've got that one program that installed. But yeah, there's definitely a lot more malware running on the ESET machine. I know we've got all these other samples, but they are just error messages. If we close them, it obviously would look a lot better. But before it started to freeze, yeah, there was significantly more malware running on the ESET machine. I'm going to really love to show you guys that, but I'll need to force reboot it, unfortunately. Okay, so Roblox, that obviously installed. And that seems to be that. Doesn't seem like anything else installed. Okay, well that still populates. Let's look at our files. Okay, so under downloads, nothing. Document seems good. We do have a couple of extra stuff here. That's not supposed to be here. Brawl Earth. Let's see if we open that. What does that do? Okay. And let's go to our pictures. Doesn't look like it's doing anything, and our pictures are good and unencrypted. Okay, yeah, so I think that's that, guys. I'm gonna restart Kaspersky normally, and then I'm gonna force restart ESET once they're both up and running. I'll update them, start the full scans, and then we'll look at the results. Okay, everyone, and we are back. So let's quickly look at the full scan results. On ESET, we had 6,730 issues, and they were all cleaned. So if we quickly look at the log. Yeah, so there's a couple of files here. App data local temp. Temp. Okay, so there's a couple of issues. So according to ESET, they have all been cleaned. On Kaspersky, I'm not sure if I missed it or something, but I can't find anywhere on the application itself, nor in the Cloud Console where you can actually set up full scans, quick scans, and things like that. There's only like a malware scan, but if I do start it, it actually almost stops almost immediately. So I couldn't find any way to do a scan, so I just did like a context menu scan on the C drive. So these were the objects that were deleted. Okay, it's going to load a little bit. Also, Kaspersky wants to reboot, which we'll obviously do now. While we wait for the results, let's have a look at ESET quickly. Okay, so now that it's loaded, let's just quickly see if there's anything on ESET that's running. Okay, so nothing according to Process Explorer. And Kaspersky is still loading the results. On ESET, still seems like we have this 5M connection failed something program that installed. We have a bunch of programs that are installed here. Yeah, then Mommy Salt. Then this program here. So yeah, so this is definitely quite a lot of stuff that installed. On Kaspersky, just quickly gonna go through it. Okay, doesn't seem like there's anything malicious running. Okay, so it seems like we only have the Roblox Studio that installed. It is still populating. Okay, startup items on ESET. So we do have still a couple of startup items. We'll see if they're there after the third-party opinion. After we've restarted. So there's a couple of Javas here. Okay, yeah, that definitely looks suspicious. That as well. Okay, so we've got some suspicious startup items. Seems like only Roblox is the only program that's installed. On Kaspersky, we've got this one program, but it's broken, and that's it. So already we can see which is the vendor that did the better during the malware test, but we'll obviously look at the final results. Okay, so these are the things that were deleted. If we do look at, we'll just close this. Okay, so Kaspersky definitely wants to restart. It says there are no active threats, so we are good. We're going to quickly just restart Kaspersky and ESET so that we can then start the third-party opinion scans and then wrap the test up. Okay, so now that all the third-party opinion scans are done, so let's quickly look at the final results. According to Hitman Pro, we only have one issue, which is in the temporary location where malware always resides. Trojan generic. Okay, so it seems like we only have one issue. On the Kaspersky machine, we have a couple more, but also it seems like they're all in the temporary location, also with the this might have been extracted from the WinRAR files. So it's an exe. Okay, so it's a coin miner. Okay, so in the temporary location, they're pretty harmless, but obviously if you do execute them from that location, they might pose a problem for this machine. Okay, so we have quite a couple of them. And so we can look at Norton. Okay, so Norton has a little bit more complaints here. It looks like it's complaining about the majority of the programs that are installed, so that's the can hack. So we've got a Karen. We've got Mommy Salt, then another temporary, so that's a temporary file. That's an exe. Okay, so yeah, we've got a couple of issues here. Then update the roaming. We've got this batch file. On the Kaspersky machine, we only have one issue, and that's documents, that's Brawl Earth. So that's an exe. Okay, so the Komodo quick scan, the quick scan found no issues. Okay, let's look at MSciSoft. So MSciSoft found 5 issues on the Kaspersky machine. App data local, app data local temp as well. Then it's complaining about the Komodo kill switch as a POP. And then on the Windows, we've got this file here. On the Kaspersky machine, we got 28 issues. So app data local, also those zip files extractions. Okay, still app data local temp. Then seems like we've got the same file that ESET's got on the C Windows. I actually want to see what this is. Okay. Seems like it's an Excel add-in. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so we're going to do Malware. Obviously, we're skipping Kaspersky and ESET's third-party opinion scanners. They use the same technology to scan as the AV itself, so no point in using them. Okay, so Malware's got 12 issues versus Kaspersky's 33. So app data local roaming temp. Then we've got a scheduled task here. A couple of registry keys, which are Trojans. Okay, that could be related to all these Java files. These are all the error messages that I get when I log in. So it could be all of these registry keys that Malware is complaining about. So 12 issues there, 33 on Kaspersky. It's going to most probably be all those temporary files. Okay, so let's see out of our normal locations how many problems we have. Okay, so according to Malware, app data roaming, so there we've got a library file there. App data roaming agent. Okay. Okay, so there's that error message. Okay, let's quickly see if we have any programs. Okay, so ESET still got quite a couple of programs here. But I think these are most probably just only PUPs. On Kaspersky, it seems like it did better on the PUP side because we've got only this one program that's installed. So let's quickly close that. Let's see if there's more than one user running. Nope. Okay, let's look at our startup items. Okay, so ESET's got these ones, so that's most probably the ones that Kaspersky was complaining about. Yeah, so it's all these Java ones. Got this Java one here as well. Okay, so we've got quite a number of startup items still on this ESET machine. On Kaspersky, that's that library file error message that we received now was this atom. This one here, and yeah, that's that. Let's quickly see if anything is running. Okay. Yep, we get the error message again, but module not found. Okay. Oops, I opened the wrong one. Okay, downloads, nothing there. Documents, let's have a look-see. There's that Brawl Earth with that same file. Most probably ESET removed the Brawl Earth exe. Okay, so here's a couple of things here. Okay, let's look at our pics. Okay, there's our ESET picture, good to go. And our Kaspersky image should be here somewhere, I think. I don't know if I have one. I don't have a Kaspersky image. Oh, there I have, yeah. So I've got, got a Kaspersky image. Okay, guys, so I think this is the end of this test. So let's quickly recap. This is a bunch of mixed results. ESET and Kaspersky did very similar to the website test. It could be either or who took the win there. So we can maybe say it's a draw. On the malware side, that's where it was very interesting. It seems like ESET had a little bit of a harder time to cope with the malware execution, and eventually it did freeze. Very close to the end of the test, so there's maybe a couple of samples that didn't execute. But it definitely seems like we've got a lot of PUP issues on this machine, which I obviously won't trust. There's none of these programs that I'll actually trust on my own machine. Third-party opinion scanners found very little malware remnants that still resides on the machine. Only a couple of files here. I think Norton was the only one amongst the third-party opinion test scanners that actually, because I only think it was Norton that actually found more issues. So yeah, so if we look at the third-party opinion results, not that much outside our normal locations. Obviously, Malware is complaining about a couple of registry keys and scheduled tasks, which we can definitely see in Task Manager. So I would say the biggest drawback to this test for ESET is we have a couple of startup items, but they don't do anything. You must probably just delete them or disable them, and then uninstall these programs, and then just scan it again and maybe clean it. I did look at the ESET LiveGuard results, so that according to ESET, a lot of the files were clean. Only some of them were malicious, which I find odd because obviously the AI analysis and things like that should actually rate these files as malware. But nonetheless, ESET didn't do too bad. The only disappointing side is the startup items and things like that. And obviously a lot of these programs here that actually installed, I'm actually not sure if they're going to actually open. Let's see if they do. Okay, yeah, so it seems like a lot of them do actually open. So we had like a butt with ears. So that was quite funny. Then we've got this. So this is definitely stuff that I don't want on my machine. So that's mommy salt. So yeah, so these are definitely stuff that I don't want on my machine. So I would say ESET fell badly on the PUP side. Moving over to Kaspersky, Kaspersky definitely did better on the PUP side. Like I said, malware website testing was very similar to ESET. The PUP definitely much better on Kaspersky. Malware also seems like Kaspersky had some issues with some of the malware, but it definitely coped a lot better than ESET. Tested and crashed and actually finished without any issues. But according to third-party opinion tests, there's a lot more malware that's still on the machine, although it's in a temporary file. It doesn't do much there, but the problem is a lot of them are EXEs. So if we do execute them again, we don't know if it will infect the machine or reinfect the machine. But blocking malware, I would say Kaspersky did better than ESET, but it seems like ESET cleaned the machine better afterwards. So yeah, so you guys can make your own conclusion. This is a difficult one for me because like they both failed in certain areas and they both did well in others. But I would say overall, the Kaspersky machine feels cleaner than the ESET one, especially with the third-party results. And we only have one startup item, which is obviously damaged, doesn't do anything. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about the test. I thought it was quite interesting to put these two side by side. I'll do a couple of more business tests. So obviously I can still test Malwarebytes. I'm going to test Exitium. And I'm going to try and test maybe McAfee and all these other products again. So yeah, so let me know what you guys thought about the test. If it was informative and interesting for you to watch, If you're new and you want to, then hit the subscribe button and hit the like button as well. It will definitely help the channel a lot. And thank you again, guys, for the views. I do appreciate every single one of you. And I'll catch you guys in the next test. Thanks again for watching.